I grew up in a Christian home, Christian parents, and went to church my whole life, and went to Christian school my whole life, was given good information my entire life, and I knew that Jesus died on the cross for my sins, and everyone wants to go to heaven and no one wants to go to hell, and the way to get there is by saying this prayer. So I decided to say a prayer. Dear God, forgive me of my sins. I love you. Can't wait to see you in heaven, right? Like, sweet. But it was almost like something that I did just to put other people at ease, just so that I could tell people, guys, I'm a Christian now, like, I'm gonna go to heaven. Isn't that great? And everyone was so happy, right? But like, there was still something, I don't know, it just didn't feel as real as it could have been. And then I graduated high school, I moved out on my own, and that's when I really started thinking for myself, like, for me. I stopped letting other people influence my decisions, good and bad, and I really started doing my own thing. Like, I was on the pursuit of happiness in whatever way I could find, and it wasn't at church because, like, I wasn't feeling it. Like, nothing made sense to me. I was just like, I don't understand how you people can sit here and, like, listen to this. It doesn't make any sense. And I really started thinking for myself and wondering what I am and who I am and why I'm here. Why is David Vitale here? And why am I in control of David Vitale's life, if that makes sense? Like I understood that there was something else going on, but like I didn't have an answer to it, and I could feel that there was something in me more than just my human self. Like, there's more to what's going on here than just living. I started looking for answers, and I wanted life-changing experiences, and so I started to go out and get them, and it was crazy. It was a lot of fun, and I saw a lot of stuff, and it was intense, but there was still something. It still wasn't fulfilling at the end of the day, because like, you can go out on a wonderful hike doing whatever you do, smoking or whatever you want to do, but like, at the end of the day, there's still something missing. Like, there's an emptiness, and I wanted to know what it was, because supposedly there is this thing that fills you that you never feel that emptiness. And I was hearing this at church. I was like, you know what, like, maybe I'll start listening a little bit. Maybe I'll actually go and try and hear this information for me. Not because someone forced me to come here or anything like that. I'm gonna start listening for me, to take this knowledge home and try and use it to benefit my life. And that's when church became like a good place for me, a good place to go. And I liked the information being given to me because I knew it was good advice. And then I went on this hike with my friend Rachel, and I asked her if I could just start talking, and she was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, so have you ever wondered, like, why you're you? Like, why you are, like, in control of this person? Like, why can't I be someone else? Why can't I be a famous person? Why can't I be in control of that life? And I started saying things like that. The conversation was being influenced by something bigger than us, by like something out of this world. Literally, it was so real. Like, the influence on that conversation, it was out of this world, like something I've never experienced. And I have experienced a lot of things, and this was completely different. And it's not because I dosed or because I did anything like that. Like, we were just on a hike, talking, and all of a sudden this insane influence is on me, and things are just making sense. Things are making sense for why I'm here. And like, maybe God did put me here, and maybe I am here to just glorify Him. And maybe he did create this whole planet for me to live on. And like, maybe he just wants me to realize that he's here with us. And he wants me to fall in love with him. And spread happiness. And point others toward him. And everything just made so much sense to me that it's almost like I couldn't say no. But like, it wasn't because I didn't want to say no. It was because it was so real that I wanted to say yes. And I wanted to be a part of it. And I was like, you know what? Those crazy people that are telling me that God is the way to go, they were right. Like, and it makes sense now. It makes sense that God wants us here to spread happiness and be happy people. He doesn't want us to suffer. But we also need to understand that, like, life is life and life can be difficult. But God wants us to see the bigger picture. God wants us to understand He put us here and He wants us to see that. But He shows us in ways that only will draw people with open minds and people that want to see Him to Him. If you don't want yourself to see God, you're not going to see God. If you don't want to believe in it. But if you let yourself come to that open mind and say, you know what? Let me try and just make sense of this for myself right now. Not because anyone told me to or anything like that. And that's what I did. And I came to that place and it just makes so much sense. And if you let yourself come to that place, I promise you, it will make sense to you if you're hearing it exactly the way God designed you to hear His message. You will hear it, and it will be insane, and you won't want to say no, and you won't not want to be a part of this family that we are in, and just influence all of the lost people looking for answers around you, because I have found perfect contentment and perfect happiness, and I'm just so joyful every single day. I wake up and it just does not go away. And like, I don't feel like I'm missing out. Like, I am friends with a lot of friends that are not in good places. And they're addicted to things they shouldn't be addicted to. And like, I was right there a matter of a couple weeks ago. Like, August 10th, my 21st birthday was when it happened. And ever since then, everything has been completely different. But like, it's interesting because you just look at things differently for some reason. Like, you don't even feel like you're missing out on things. You don't feel like you're missing out on smoking. You don't feel like you're missing out on these things of the world. Like drinking, all of these things that like, all of these earthly influences. These things are just like completely unsatisfying. And like, when you come to that realization, it also puts you in the same place of, well, there's got to be something. And that's what happened to me. And like, if you can't look at me and see that this is actually real, then I don't know, because I used to be in it. Like, I loved having fun, and I still do love having fun, but like, it's different now. I don't care to be influenced by things that are not of God. Like, I just don't care. I don't feel like I'm missing out. And it's insane the way I feel now that I just want everyone else to experience the same thing that I experienced. And everyone needs to experience it in their own way, exactly the way God designed it for you to experience it. And someday you will. And the way I just look at it now, it's just insane how I could see that God, like Christ, died for me so that I can just live for Him. And it's extremely real now.